One piece of advice I would say is to talk to as many people as you can about real estate. Because if you don't make those conversations, if you don't speak with people regarding real estate, no one's going to know about it and no one's going to know what you do. And the possibility of you being more successful might not be there. Definitely talk to as many people as you can. That would be the number one thing to do if you're a brand new agent. One of the best ways is through Vulcan7. You guys have great information, phone numbers. Well, a lot of the information is very accurate. So having good information and people who you can call is going to be save you a lot of time and money.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, it's Aaron Wittenstein, and I would like to welcome you to Vulcan7 Roadmap. This is where we interview amazing agents across the country to learn how to take additional, just a lot of listings a month is the best way to put it, okay? And we've got, Marietta, he's in Marietta, Georgia, okay? I think I drove through there one time. I drove through Marietta one time. This is Roberto Gonzalez. Roberto, how you doing, my friend? Everything good?
Yes, everything's good. Thank you very much for having me in the show.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for being here. So, did I take you away from the phone? We were making calls before we were hanging out, or?
Definitely, yes. I normally start at 8 a.m. and I normally go until 12 noon, maybe sometimes a little bit right before noon. I make outbound phone calls.
Oh, so you're doing the 4-hour shift then, huh?
Yeah. Yes,
Wow.
definitely.
So, all right. So let's say this: you're doing your typical 4-hour, which is good because like I always preach 3 hours. A 3-hour shift is solid, but getting in that extra hour definitely helps, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely helps. There's days that I can go to 1 from 8 a.m. to 1, depending on the schedule with my son. Take him to activities. So yeah, my goal every day is to do it in Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 12, and the days where I can get some extra prospecting in, then it goes to 1
Oh,
p.m.
wow. That's good. You're a machine. You're a machine, my friend.
Yes,
Um,
working on it.
so what are your daily goals that you strive for every day? Like contacts, appointments, like what does that look like?
Yeah, so my daily goal is what I do is I focus on the time that I'm going to prospect, which is 4 hours on a low day. And my goal is to get at least 20 contacts. And specifically with the information is I try to get about 5 people per day that are going to be potential sellers that I can start building a relationship with them and start informing them of what they need to do to get top dollar for their property.
Got it. So in a 4-hour shift, if you will, the goal is to get 5 leads then, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you define as a lead?
Someone that wants to transact within a couple of months, less than 5 months.
Oh, wow. So, are you hitting that on a regular basis? That's a really solid goal. Now, are you hitting that on a regular basis, or how does that look?
Yeah. So it depends on the week. On average, I would say I hit about 2 or 3 per day.
Okay.
Some of them are, longer term people that want to sell, and some of them are shorter. But on average, I get somewhere in between 2, maybe 3 per day, per work day.
So what you're telling me is when you're doing 5 days a week, that would be roughly 2.5 average a day then. 2.5, 5, 10, 12. Let's just round it up to 13 leads that you're getting per week. Is that right?
Approximately, yes.
Okay. So your pipeline's got to be pretty full right now, huh?
It's full. Some of them have a time of, want to sell in 6 months, and then that gets pushed back. But my pipeline is definitely. I have a system where I put everyone in that wants to make a transaction or transact within a couple of months, and then that list I adjust it accordingly to who wants to make a move sooner rather than later.
Okay, so here's okay, we all, we could sit here and script expireds and for sale by owners and all that type of stuff, and we do that often here, okay? Yet a lot of people in general are like, what do I do with lead follow-up?
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like to me that's really one of your strong suits, right?
Yes, because like for example, when I meet with someone that wants to sell or is in the process of selling or getting their property ready, I meet with them, and then I every month I send them something like this, which is a newsletter, and this gives them specific details of what changed from, like for example, from March to April, the things that changed: prices, square footage price, if it went up, if it went down, how much is in the market in regards to inventory compared to last month. So it's a lot of good information that I provide to them. That way they know I'm serious about my business and how I can help them out to get top dollar for their property.
Can you push that? Can you put that in front of the, like, really good in front of the, like, cover your face? No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. So
So on the top part, it gives you the top 30, the top 10 properties that sold within the radius that I cover. And as you can see, the number one, I don't know if you can see it, but it sold for 10 million
Oh wow.
in Atlanta, specifically Sandy Springs, which is not far from Atlanta.
Okay.
So it gives you a breakdown of the 10 properties that sold, the highest properties that sold within the last 30 days. And then it gives you the difference between, for example, I did April and May. The average price was $894, and then in May it's $899, so it went up slightly by 6%. I go into that. I break down the details of how many months of inventory we have. So there's definitely a lot of specific information with this specific area that I cover and that I'm focusing on. Yeah.
So are you emailing or snail mailing that?
Snail mailing.
Oh wow.
I snail mail it because I do sometimes I email it, but 100% of the time, if I email it, I'm definitely going to send a traditional snail mail.
So all right. So now, are you hand packing that yourself? You got a company doing it for you, or what? What
No,
are you?
It's me. It's me for right now. Yes.
You're hand packing it yourself. That's amazing. So how many are you sending out on a monthly basis?
On a monthly basis, I would say approximately 20 and between 20 and 25.
Okay.
I also geo call, so then um, I do the questions regarding if they're interested in knowing getting the newsletter specifically to see how that affects their specific house value. So the people that do opt in, I mail it to them.
So this is like your hot list then, right? Like this isn't everybody. This is like the hot list or whatever you have in your systems. Did I catch that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I would think after that, are people calling you, or are you calling to follow up with them, or what does that system look like?
Yeah, so I call them. I usually call them about 7 business days after I mail it to make sure they receive it, and then I'll get some input to see if they like it or what they think about it, and then I just start building relationships with them in that fashion. Just if someone's not really interested in selling for a while, what I do is I mail them that information quarterly, so then it gives me a good reason to follow up with them to see if to make sure they receive the information, and it's much easier to follow up.
So would you mind calling me? Like pretend you just sent out the letter to me. Okay. Would you mind giving me a call?
No, I don't mind. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Aaron, this is Roberto. How are you?
Good, Roberto. How can I help you?
Yes, I was just giving you a phone call to make sure you received the newsletter I mailed you last week.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The one with the $10 million house, right?
Yes, this one. So yeah, I just wanted to reach out to you to make sure you received it. Now, since I have you on the line, Aaron, do you know of any neighbors or family members that are thinking about making a move?
You know what? No, not I don't offhand. No.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to make sure, obviously, that you receive the information. And Aaron, since I have you on the phone, are you thinking about making a move?
I got to tell you, like, we're probably leaning more towards like a couple months out right now, but we're definitely thinking about it. My house is worth $10 million, but
Yeah, definitely. So in a couple of months, well, Aaron, what I could do is send you some information specifically for your property. And what I could do is send you pictures and details of properties that sold around yours straight from the MLS, just like realtors. One page statistical market update, just like the one you received, so you know the direction the market is going. And as a bonus, I'm going to send you our 7-step plan that we send to all of our clients. May I mail that?
Of course.
Definitely. So I want to make sure that you receive the information. Obviously, I have your address. And Aaron, the property you have is a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
We need something a little bit bigger, not $10 million bigger, but we need something a little bit on the bigger side. We have a growing, we just had twins.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, congratulations on that. Definitely. Well,
Thank
what
you.
I'll do is I'll send you the information here today. And what I'm gonna do is I'll make sure that you receive the information. I'll call you with them next week on Monday just to make sure you got it. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect. And then
Thank
we'll
you.
got it there.
So you really do you believe a lot in mail follow up?
Yes, I do. And then I believe a lot on the law of reciprocity. So coming from a value standpoint and providing them information, it's definitely a game changer. With not selling off a muscle every time. They're coming in with value, them getting the information, staying top of mind with them. It definitely helps things for my business.
So how because you said how long have you been an agent for now? How long?
Approximately 4 years. I started in
4 years.
2020. Yes.
Got it. Okay, cool. And how long have you really been embracing this? I mean, it's not really direct. It's kind of direct mail. I mean, it's the best way. I mean, it's about as direct mail as you could get. How long have you been embracing that for?
Approximately 2 or 3 months since I got my coach. So really focusing and dialing into those things that they recommend. Approximately 2 months. Yes.
And are you starting beginning to see results now from it?
Yeah, definitely. I got one of the listings I have that's under contract. It was a geo call, neighborhood call, and they wanted to sell in a couple months. So I started the conversation or the mailing with this package of information, and then every month, every 2 months, I would send them the updated newsletter.
Wow, it's amazing when you start something and you actually do what you say you're going to do, and then you do it. You know, kind of where that stuff kind of goes at that point. So,
Right.
all right, no, so are you just doing expireds? You're doing for sale by? Or you said expireds geo. Are you touching for sale by owners or no?
A little bit. I don't. I'm specifically focusing on certain price points in my area,
Got it.
and in general, I only get 1 or 2 FISBOs per month that meet
Oh,
that criteria.
got it. So how did you so you're really like hyper focused, from what it sounds like to me, which is great. How did you decide the focus of who you're going to call?
Well, the one of the things that kind of took me in that direction was last year, towards the end of last year, when the interest rates went up. What I was doing before that point, I was really just calling every single expired that was anywhere in Georgia, pretty much. And now, since I changed coach, I really had to focus on certain price points in order for my business to stay afloat, even with things changing in the market. So definitely experiencing that down point last year, towards the end of last year, that really made me think about the things that I need to change in my business to be more successful long term.
So basically, what you've done is you work all the way here, working everything, and what you found is really just kind of shortening that circle rather than having 153 to call on a given time. You're calling what, like 10 to 20, something like that?
Yeah, what I do is my list. I used to do the folder system,
Yeah.
and before I would have in specific folder 300 people to call. And now, since I specify the criteria that I need, it's 50 contacts per folder, just to give you an idea.
What have you narrowed? What was it, and what is it now, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so before, on average, one folder would be 300, 350
Yeah.
contacts or people, and now it's 50 people per folder.
Well, I guess what have you narrowed it down to? Like, what is your specific criteria that you're working right now? Like, where was the criteria?
Yeah,
Like, was just like everybody in Georgia? Was that pretty much it?
pretty much the radius was about an hour and a half of where I
Oh,
live
well, okay.
before. And now what I did is I did a 10-mile radius of where I live. And that's how I get all the information. So that's focusing on a smaller area with a higher price point is going to be the thing that I changed, or the things that I changed to be more more productive and have more revenue for my business.
Right. I mean, it's amazing what happens when you take it from, like I said, from here to here. And I've done the same thing myself. Is I worked a very general price point for a long time, and now I'm like, you know what? 30 minutes from my home, 30 minutes from my office, between X and Y, between 400 and a million. You know what I mean, give or take. Is kind of it's kind of what I decided to work myself, because it's like those are the properties that are selling.
Hmm.
And because I mean, you know as well as I do, your best, it's not your best use of your time, but one of your best use of your time is sitting on the phone. And if you're driving 2 hours to an appointment, that's half an hour prep, 2 hours out, 2 hours back, 1 hour there. Next thing you know, you spent your entire day, right, going for. And were you doing that before?
Yeah, before I would go an hour away, and the price points were not what I needed them to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the properties would sell pretty quickly, but it wasn't. Looking at it now, from back then, I mean, it was not a sustainable business
Right.
going after everything.
It's just it's taxing. You know what I mean? Running around and all that. So all right. So let me ask you this. So it sounds like you've had massive growth since you've started since 2020. When it comes to like your production and whatnot, what are you most proud of?
What I'm most proud of is that every year I always strive to invest in myself and bring more value to anyone that's thinking about real estate. So, I pride myself in investing in myself to be more more of a value to anyone that's interested in real estate.
Got it. Okay. All right. And I mean, and it seems like you're building a system that is working for you. You know what I mean? And I could tell it's like when you talk about it, like you're smiling. You know what I mean? Like you're like,
Yeah.
which is pretty darn impressive. Pretty darn impressive. So all right. So let me ask you this. So let's say, for example, you have a new agent. All right, you've got a brand new agent right out of class. All right, they come by, they knock on your door, and they're like, Roberto. What is one piece of advice that you could give me? What would that one piece of advice be?
One piece of advice I would say is to talk to as many people as you can about real estate. Because if you don't make those conversations, if you don't speak with people regarding real estate, no one's going to know about it, and no one's going to know what you do. And the possibility of you being more successful might not be there.
So well, basically, what you're saying is you need to talk to 20 people a day,
Yes,
5 days a week to get X amount of appointments. Is that right?
yes, definitely. Talk to as many people as you can. That would be the number one thing to do if you're a brand new agent.
Exactly. I mean, you're gonna talk to people. You know, what I mean, you're gonna what are you gonna pick up the phone, go to Target. You know, what's the best way to talk to people?
Oh, I mean, one of the best ways is through Vulcan 7. You guys have great information, phone numbers. Well, a lot of the information is very accurate. So that, I mean, having good information and people who you can call, it's going to be save you a lot of time and money.
There we go. There we go. All right. So, all right, my friend. Well, we're wrapping up here. This was cool. It's so fun. It's like I don't know where to expect these things to go half the time, and I love your follow up system. It's really strong. Give me your final last words. What do you have?
My final last words, I would say, I'm really excited about where I'm taking my business now. From starting from approximately 2 months ago, 3 months ago, starting with the coach, and really dialing in and focusing on certain areas and price points. Uh, I'm really I'm really excited about it, being able to help more people, and then being able to last longer in the business, specifically focusing on certain things and criteria.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, my friend. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you got an agent named Sally in Anchorage, Alaska, and they are looking for an agent that happens to be in Marietta, Georgia. How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can send me an email. My email is robyouragent@gmail.com. They can send me a text, give me a phone call, and I can provide the number 404-944-1865. They can reach out to me in that fashion, and I could definitely send them all the information they need to get a good house, a beautiful property out here in Georgia.
Love it. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for being here today. This was great, and I look forward to seeing amazing things happen with you. Okay, take care of yourself. All right.
Thank you, Aaron.
And you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. And don't forget, always check us out for brand new episodes of Vulcan7 Roadmap. Go make some money. Everyone have an amazing rest of the day. Take care.